Will the Lakers repeat as NBA champions?
Yes, the Lakers will beat the Nets in the NBA championship.
That would be a fun finals.
That would be a very fun finals. But the way that they reloaded this season has been extremely impressive, especially, like you say, what we've seen from Marc Gasol in fitting in with this team. We talked about this in that run they had in the bubble, that the Miami Heat might have had the third, fourth, and fifth best player, but it didn't matter because you had LeBron and AD. But now they have LeBron and AD, and if they get in another series like that, they will have the fourth, fifth, sixth best player because of how they reloaded to get Montrez, to get Schroeder, Gasol, plus already not losing Pope and not losing Kuzma. Like, another year for those guys, like that's a really, really good team.
Yeah, Wes Matthews is an interesting pickup for
Wes
sure.
Matthews
He's just
too,
a dog. You know what I mean? Like, he's a dog. He's a tough guy that'll go out there and play hard and he's more than serviceable, obviously, right? But they made a lot of big moves. I just don't think they'll repeat, just because I think it's just really hard to do so in this modern era with so much turnover and with so much that can happen during this off season or during this season, you know, in terms of travel, in terms of where everyone's going to play. There's just too much going on. I just don't see them. I don't see them repeating. I think other teams have made leaps. I think it'll be a harder path for them in the West playoffs. Will be a lot harder for them than it was last year. I think the bubble was just perfectly suited for them from a chemistry standpoint, like a team that had a leader and everyone had defined roles, right? So you kind of knew, like, the bubble was a weird, different kind of structure, right? Because it threw the rest of your life into chaos. But the Lakers, they had good camaraderie amongst their team, so they could all hang out together.
Roles, yeah.
Yes, they all hung out together. They all had defined roles, as you said. But at the end of the day, I just think there's too many other teams that are good. And I think the Clippers will come back strong. I think the Blazers will give them a go. I think the Mavs will be good. Denver's coming back. Like, there's just, it's going to be very, very hard to repeat as champions. And I mean, I'm not betting against LeBron, saying that LeBron's going to fall apart or get hurt or anything like that, because that's not going to happen. There's people that have been betting against LeBron for how many years losing. But I just think it's really hard to repeat again, and I don't know if it's going to happen. If I'm betting against it, I'm saying no, it's not going to happen.
So who's in your final?
I have no idea, and
you don't have an NBA final prediction.
No.
Come on. You don't have an NBA final prediction. What kind of NBA preview pod is this with no finals prediction?
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? I'm so excited for so many of the different storylines. Like, I'm excited to watch Luka ball out. I'm excited to see Dame get help. I'm excited to see Marc Gasol and LeBron on the same court in the same offense, passing the ball around. I'm excited to see what Kawhi is going to do in year 2 with this squad. I'm excited to see KD back in playing with Kyrie in the Nets. I'm excited to see Russ. Like, there's so many things that excite me. Steph Curry back. Cool. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be bogged down by, oh, this was my prediction and I think this is going to happen. So I'm like jaded watching blank. Like, I just want to watch and enjoy. And I don't think the Lakers are going to win because I think there's so many other teams that are so good. And I think this is a great point for the NBA in terms of, you actually don't know who's going to win. I know everyone's going to say, oh, the Lakers, but I really don't think it's going to be that easy. And there's a lot of NBA great storylines night in, night out, and I'm going to just enjoy that. If you're forcing me to pick what's going to be the NBA Finals,
I am forcing you to pick.
I'm going to say, if you're forcing me to pick an NBA Finals, I'm going to say, I know.
You've got to pick.
I'm going to say the Clippers are going to make the NBA Finals, and the Clippers are going to face the Brooklyn Nets in the NBA Finals. It's going to be the bizarro finals that
the
like
Nets, Clippers,
they always would have wanted. Knicks,
New York,
Lakers,
and LA.
throughout the history of time, they always would have wanted the Lakers against the Knicks in the NBA Finals.
And who wins?
Didn't get it, but you're going to get the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And who wins?
The Clippers.
Wow.
I just predict the Clippers are winning the NBA championship. See,
this
is what I'm talking about. This is what I know. See, this is what I did not want to do.
Yes, you did. You did just do that. And we're recording.
I said into a microphone the Clippers are going to win the NBA championship. That's not a real sentence. That's not a real life sentence. See, this is what I'm saying, right? Just proving how dumb this all is. I just said into a microphone the Los Angeles Clippers are going to win the NBA championship. What? See, now it's time to end this podcast. Let's move on here.
This is Ball on Blast, part of the On Blast Podcast Network, available on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. If you like it, then subscribe and tell your friends. Holla.